Good day. My name is Dr. Tanya Kearney. I am Director of the Virginia HIV/AIDS Resource and Consultation Center here on the campus of Eastern Virginia Medical School. Today is December 1st, 2022, World AIDS Day, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about HIV/AIDS in Virginia. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Suffolk Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated for the opportunity to speak to you today. Thank you, Deltas. Our objectives for today are to explain the meaning of HIV and AIDS, discuss the current HIV epidemiology, discuss PrEP, which stands for pre-exposure prophylactics, and define ending the epidemic, and identify some resources. HIV and AIDS. What is HIV? HIV is the human immunodeficiency virus that attacks the T cells in your immune system and weakens your ability to fight everyday infections and diseases. AIDS is the acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. It is a chronic, potentially life-threatening condition caused by the human immunodeficiency virus. If a patient is left untreated, blood levels can drop below 200 cells, which is one indication for the diagnosis of AIDS. There is currently no effective cure. Once an individual is diagnosed with HIV, they have it for life. With proper medical care, HIV can be controlled. People living with HIV who get effective HIV treatment can live long, healthy lives. There are currently no cures for HIV. However, there have been a couple of cases where patients were cured as a result of a bone marrow replacement for hematologic cancer, but have died due to underlying malignancies. There are two patients, one in New York and one in Germany, that may be cured, but we have no current information on their status. HIV is a slow lentivirus that has a long interval between infection and the onset of serious symptoms. On average, without treatment, it takes about 10 years for HIV to advance to AIDS. AIDS occurs when the CD4 count is below 200 or you have an AIDS-defying illness, another infection or cancer is the diagnosis. A viral load test measures the number of HIV copies in a milliliter of blood. It is a test that helps provide information on how well antiretroviral therapy, ART, are controlling the virus. The goal then of ART is for the individual to have an undetectable level. Having an undetectable viral load doesn't mean that the person is cured. It means that the virus is suppressed. Now, you may have heard of the term U equals U. Theoretically, this means HIV is untransmittable to another person through sex if they have an undetectable viral load. HIV can be transmitted if the virus becomes detectable again. What is antiretroviral therapy? We call it ART. They are medicines to treat HIV infection. People on HAART take a combination of HIV medications called a regimen orally every day or as a bi-monthly injection. The goal of ART is to reach an undetectable viral load, meaning the amount of HIV in the blood is so low it cannot be detected. ART is recommended for everyone who has HIV. It can't cure HIV infection, but the medicines help people with HIV live longer, healthier lives. Medicines can help reduce the risk of HIV transmission. The following slide is a 2022 HIV update for the state of affairs in Virginia. If you notice the red area, This is the entire eastern region to include the Eastern Shore, Accomack, and Northampton County, and as far down as Franklin and Southampton County as well represent the eastern region of Virginia. HIV in Virginia in 2021. The total new cases of HIV in 2021 statewide was 767. This was an increase from 630 in 2020. Total people living with HIV statewide as of December 31st, 2021 was 26,080. The eastern region of Virginia has the highest incidence of HIV in the state. There were 242 new cases of HIV. This was a 6.61% increase from 227 cases in 2020, but a decrease in the number of new cases seen in all of the other regions of Virginia. HIV in the eastern region of Virginia has the highest prevalence of HIV and AIDS in the state as of December 31st, 2021. Cases of HIV without AIDS, 4,590, or 32% of statewide cases. Cases of AIDS, 3,343, or 29% of statewide cases. Total cases, 7,933, or 30% of statewide cases here in the eastern region. For every 5 Virginians diagnosed with HIV, 4 are men, 3 are African Americans, 3 live in the eastern or northern regions, 3 are men who have sex with other men, and 2 are between the ages of 20 and 34 at diagnosis. Some interesting facts. Approximately 14% out of 1.2 million people in the United States that are HIV positive do not know their status. Do you know yours? The CDC estimates that only about 55%, or just a little more than 1/2 of Americans living with HIV currently have their virus suppressed to the level needed to maintain their own health and prevent transmission to others. HIV treatment for those with HIV infection is essential, but it will not be sufficient to end the epidemic. Even if outcomes can be improved for all those diagnosed with HIV, individuals who do not know they are HIV infected are likely to continue to unknowingly transmit the HIV infection to others. PrEP in the Eastern region. PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylactics. It is a medicine taken to prevent getting HIV. PrEP is highly effective for preventing HIV when taken as prescribed. It reduces the risk of getting HIV from sex by about 99%. It reduces the risk of getting HIV from injection drug use by at least 74%. PrEP is less effective when not taken as prescribed. Since PrEP only protects against HIV, condom use is still important for the protection against STIs, sexually transmitted infections. Condom use is also important to help prevent HIV if PrEP is not taken as prescribed. Pre-exposure prophylactics is an HIV prevention medication for HIV-negative persons to use before HIV exposure to prevent acquiring HIV. It is a daily medication that will reduce the risk of becoming infected. Currently, there are 2 daily medications in pill form, and now there is an injectable PrEP medication on the market. In March of 2020 to March of 2021, VDH funded agencies across the Commonwealth that served 608 PrEP clients during this time period. Nearly half or 48% of these clients received PrEP services in the Eastern Health Region. BDH funded PrEP sites to include those in the Eastern Region, the LGBT Life Center, Norfolk Health Department, Peninsula Health Department, Hampton Health Department, and Three Rivers Health Department. What is Rapid Start? The following slides have been borrowed from the Virginia Department of Health Quality Management Summit. Rapid, HART, defined by the DHHS, is a key component to help end the epidemic. The goal is to treat the infection rapidly and effectively to achieve sustained viral suppression. A patient comes in, they get diagnosed, they get treated, they protect against people who are at risk for HIV, and they respond immediately. The goals for the Virginia Cross-Site Initiative is to improve access to and retention in high-quality, competent HIV care and services, initiate HIV treatment within 1 to 14 days of diagnosis. The benefits then are to decrease the time to achieve viral load suppression, which can have long-term health benefits for the patient, reduce the potential of HIV transmission to others. People who are virally suppressed cannot transmit HIV, and to improve the rates of early engagement and potential long-term retention in care. The take-home points for ending the epidemic and Rapid Start is to start HART on the day of diagnosis or linkage. It's safe and well tolerated. Immediately ART initiation leads to earlier viral suppression. It may increase retention and sustain viral suppression. Rapid ART initiation can be implemented in many settings. It provides an open access model to care. It confirms the undetectable equals untransmittable, and it strengthens community partnerships. Virginia Rapid Start collaborative sites are all across the state. More specifically, they're here at the LGBT Life Center in Norfolk and various health departments. The following slides are references for medical health providers, resources for other professionals, and resources for patients and advocates. There are listings of HIV testing sites, resources for HIV education and services include the Resource Center here at Eastern Virginia Medical School and 2 other resource centers, one at Inova Juniper in Fairfax and one at Virginia Commonwealth University in Richmond. Here are some references for additional information. And any questions and answers, please email me at kearnetk@evms.edu or our resource center at erarcc@evms.edu. Thank you so much for your time and your participation. And I thank again the Suffolk Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated.